If you guys want the Tennessee Titans to beat the Jacksonville Jags, then like this video. The Jags, terrible team. But do you know what happened when Bills fans didn't like the video? The Jags won the game. I'm not saying that's a direct causation, but maybe you don't want to jinx it because this should be a game the Titans win fairly easily. So if you want Tennessee to get back on track and get a win over a bad football team, like this video right now. Tom Downey here for Tennessee Titans today as I preview the Tennessee Titans taking on the Jacksonville Jags, a game that, make no mistake, Tennessee should win very easily. They are at home and they are a 10-point favorite in this one. They have the vastly better offense, even with everybody injured, and a much better defense as well because, guys, look, I'm not going to sugarcoat things. I'm going to tell you how it is. This Jags team sucks. They are not good at football. Their head coach is too busy going to Columbus and grinding on females, and it's just a mess. It's a mess in Jacksonville. Trevor Lawrence has not been the promised one as of yet. Even with all these injuries for Tennessee, if they can't win at home against Jacksonville, that says a lot more about how Tennessee played than anything about the Jacksonville football team. Now, I know Tennessee is on a losing streak, and they also should have made sure they beat the Texans, but still, they need to get right and get back on track. It doesn't make any sense that this team can beat the Rams and then lose to Houston, but nothing about the NFL this year actually makes all that sense, including the Jags beating the Bills 9-6. But look at what they've done since then. A loss to the Colts, a blowout loss to the Niners, losing to Atlanta, getting trounced by the Los Angeles Rams as well. This is a game the Tennessee Titans should, and I think will, win easily. It is not a game they can just overlook. I know how the NFL works, but as long as they're coming prepared to play, honestly, they should win by double digits. So who do you have in this one? This is the pinned comment on today's video, and I want to see literally hundreds of T's in the comment section. Get those votes in if you go with the ad break here on YouTube. Take advantage of it. Scroll on down and let me know who you think is going to win this game. It is T for the Tennessee Titans, and it is J for the Jacksonville Jags. Let's hit the latest injury news and notes around Tennessee, beginning with Julio Jones. Now, Julio does not appear on the official injury report, and that is because he is on IR. Players on IR, even if they are practicing like Julio Jones is right now, don't appear on the injury report because they're not on the active roster. Now, Jones is eligible to play in the event he is moved from the designated to return list to the active roster. That has not officially happened yet, but that he was so quickly designated to return, I feel pretty decent about Julio being out there against the Jacksonville Jags, which will be a good thing because the receiving core beyond Julio, oh my God, it's bad. I mean, it's Chester Rogers, it's Nick Westbrook-Ikhine, it's random tight ends that casual fans have never heard of. Tennessee needs Julio back. They can win without him against Jacksonville, but I think we'll all feel more confident if Julio is back out there against the lowly Jags. So will Julio Jones play this week? Shoot your shot. Make your predictions right now. Type in Y for yes, he will, or type in N for no, he will not. Now, I've already bet on Tennessee to beat Jacksonville, and you can do it too with our sportsbook partner, BetUS. Head over to chatsports.com/bet and use the promo code you guys see on screen. That is chat125. When you put down at least $100, it's going to give you an extra $125 for free. A fantastic deal. Just make sure you follow the only 2 rules here. Well, I'll say 3 rules. Number 1, head over to chatsports.com/bet. Use that URL. Takes you right into the BetUS site. Rule number 2, use promo code CHAT125. Otherwise, no deposit bonus. And rule number 3, you got to put down at least $100 when you sign up and deposit. It's chatsports.com/bet. Promo code is CHAT125. Let's go back to the injury notes now on Tennessee, and there is some concern right now over the cornerbacks. Greg Mabin, he's fine, ankle, but whatever, he's not that important of a player anyway. 2 players were out of Wednesday's practice. Now, I'll make note, it is early. We don't have the Thursday notes quite yet, but that is going to be worth monitoring here. Jackrabbit Jenkins, ankle, I don't think he plays, and Elijah Molden with his hip injury. I feel better about Molden playing, but that is a guess at the current moment. Those are 2 players going to be watched closely throughout the week of practice. On the bright side, I do love me some Christian Fulton. He has been a legit CB1 this year for Tennessee. If Molden can't go, I'd assume Buster Screen, who I don't like him, steps up at nickel corner, and Chris Jones gets some run at CB2 if Jenkins can't go. Those are some red flags for Tennessee. On the bright side, it's not like Jacksonville has had any semblance of a good passing attack this year. I want you guys now to predict the score of the Titans against the Jags. I got Tennessee winning like 30-21. They should blow out Jacksonville, but I want to hear from you guys. We're a show for the people after all. So head down to the comments section. Let me know what you think the final score is going to be. Here's the latest on the linebacker situation right now as things are starting to get a little bit better in Tennessee. 2 players were full participants. Jayon Brown with a quad injury and Rashaan Evans with his ankle. Now, the problem is that David Long, who I think is their best linebacker, is still battling his hamstring injury. Long and Evans have missed the last 5 games and 3 games, respectively. I think Evans sounds like he's going to be back. Long might be a little bit further away. So if Long cannot go, then because Monty Rice is now also on IR, heavy doses of Evans and Brown in this matchup. I was pretty impressed with how Long was playing earlier on this season, but this is a situation that's going to have to be closely monitored for Tennessee as they move forward. Hopefully Long comes back soon. If he can get a limited work in Thursday or Friday, I'd feel a lot better about him being out there. If you guys want more free Tennessee Titans videos, hit that big red button and subscribe today. We are getting closer and closer to 1,500, but still got a pretty decent ways to go. So if you want to join us multiple times a week for free Titans videos, now's a great time. Subscribe right now. Let's go to offense now. Some other injuries on that side of the ball beyond Julio Jones. Mostly good news here. Nate Davis and Jeremy McNichols, both of them battling concussions. Those 2 were full participants at Wednesday's practice. I fully expect the Titans to have Nate Davis back out there at the current moment. That's a very good sign for them. Taylor Lewan has been a bit banged up at various points this season, but he's going to be good to go as well. Davis getting back out there is a very big deal for Tennessee. If that offensive line can finally get healthy, they've been banged up so frequently throughout this year, that's a big deal for Tennessee as they move forward into the playoff push. I want you guys now to predict the Titans' record for me. What's it going to be? Are they going to be able to get to 12 wins, or are they going to kind of collapse amid all their injury issues down the stretch? Get those predictions in for me right now in the comments section. Some defensive injuries here. The one to keep an eye out for is Teair Tart. He's got the ankle. He's a rotational defensive lineman. Is what it is there. The good news is the 2 notable names on this list, Denico, Autry, Harold Landry, battering some hamstrings. Limited on Wednesday almost always means a full participant at the for the game and later on in the week, so I wouldn't be too worried about either of those players.